Hi again, everyone, and welcome to what might be the most important week of the semester for this class, at least in terms of material. Obviously, you guys think that maybe exams are more important, but, well, this stuff's good too, so give it some time. I'm sure I've already said elsewhere that this stuff's important. I'm sure I'll say it again in other places that it's important, so I'm not going to spend too much time here trying to sell you on it, except to say that I put a lot of work into this stuff to try and make it fun, even though I know fun's a dangerous word to use in a math class, but anyway, enough setup. Let's actually start talking about what we've got here in Chapter 7, which is where we build the idea of hypothesis testing. In particular, in 7.1, we're introducing the basic ideas and notation of this in terms of things like our hypotheses, what that actually refers to, what our levels of significance are, what it means to actually make a decision here, and what sort of things you can do with that in terms of errors, how it's used, what we're trying to do, what sort of questions we're asking with these problems, with this process, where this process is arguably what we build the entire semester towards eventually getting to. So let's really take our time here, especially with 7.1. It is one of those sections that, if you know it, it will make the experience of the rest of the semester, I think, a little bit better, and it will contextualize everything up to that point. So really, make sure you get that one, even though there aren't a whole lot of processes there to work through. So it is a little bit different. Sort of a callback to stuff we did way back when in terms of just setting things up. But it is very, very important stuff that's being set up there, so take your time. Anyway, from there, basically, we got a lot of tests. That's what the next couple chapters are going to be, really, is a lot of tests, starting in 7.2 with the z-test. So we're going to talk about the ways you could perform one of these sorts of tests in terms of critical values and p-values, and then actually get our hands dirty and run some tests. And then from there, we're going to move on into 7.3 in the same way that we have in previous chapters, going from stuff with z's to stuff with t's. So we're going to deal with that scenario where we don't have all of the information we may want to try and approximate with an almost normal thing to get our almost normal results that, well, they try our best to tell us what we want, but, well, our best isn't always good enough, is it? But anyway, that's what we've got here as far as materials. So for this week, we do have a worksheet practicing some of these things to look at, along with next week, we're going to be finishing up the third, somewhat unusually long unit of chapters 5 through 7 here. So expect next Wednesday to be a due date for a whole bunch of assignments where that can be pushed just a little bit, but let's not worry about that right now. Try and get stuff done by Wednesday so you're ready to start preparing for the exam as soon as possible. Because like I said, this is a long one, and you're going to want to take your time going back into, in particular, some of the earlier stuff from chapter 5, which is not that different from what we're doing here, but there's different functions in the calculator. It smells different, so it needs a little bit of a refresher. Anyway, we've got that for next week. And then finally, we have our week 11. Got to make sure I can count sometimes. Pre-assessment to make sure that we're as ready as we can be heading into that third exam. So, already way too much preamble. Let's get going with the stuff. I'll see y'all in there.